What's up? This is Mike Gallo from Agnostic Front, and you're listening to the Brutally Delicious Podcast. Yay, what's up? How
Mike,
are you?
I'm doing well. I'm waiting on my partner. I hope you got a minute or so.
Yeah. No big deal.
Let me just tell her we're in.
Yeah.
You doing all right?
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Just kind of getting rid of some of the snow here. So we had like
You in
18
New York?
inches. Yeah. I'm in Jersey, but I'm like right over the bridge. So
You still got that? You got that great accent. I'm from Long Island originally.
I am. Me too.
What part?
Elmont.
Okay. I grew up in Lynbrook and Valley Stream.
Oh yeah, right there. That's
So where'd you go? What high school did you go to?
Sewantica.
Oh, okay. So I'm trying to think. That's over on like Jericho Turnpike.
Yeah. Actually, it's pretty much like off Covert Avenue.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Up by like right before. What was the pizzeria on? In between the two Umberto pizzerias. You remember King Umberto's and
sure.
Umberto's?
Yeah.
It was like kind of like in the middle.
And I remember Elmont too, because that was by Gallo's, right? On Dutch Broadway.
Yes.
That weird supermarket sort of place.
With the cows in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's funny.
Cows rhymes with cows.
That was it. Yep.
Yeah.
That was it.
That's some old shit, man. I remember that. It's funny.
I've been out of there for a long time. I've been, I left in 92. I'm in Richmond now, Virginia.
Oh, you're in Richmond. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Yeah. I spent some time in Florida and then I'm in Richmond now for the last 15 years or so.
Richmond's cool.
I like it. You know what? It was just starting before all the shit hit. It was just starting to get really cool. We got all these cool restaurants and cool little bars open. And then this. So I don't know what'll happen afterwards, but.
Yeah, I know. Richmond's a fun city, though. I mean, good music scene.
Yeah, a lot of big artists out of here too. Yeah. And when I first moved here, it was sort of dead, 15 years ago, and it's been really getting good. Mm-hmm. And then this, and I work in the city now, and it's like terrible. You could shoot a cannon down the streets. There's nothing.
I know it's wild. It's a wild time we're going through here.
Crazy stuff. Well, I'll tell you what. We can just start chatting, and then if she joins us, I know she said she just sent me a text that she had a pee, so. She's over in Finland. If she joins us, I'll let her in.
All right, cool, awesome,
cool. So, how did you get involved with the book in general?
I made the connection through a friend of mine, my friend Todd, who he works with Punk Rock Bowling. I believe he does like a lot of the advertising and the flyers and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yes, she is.
So he connected me with Emily in the Punk Rock and Paintbrushes team, So he's like, Mike's a friend of mine, and I think they were doing at the Punk Rock Bowling was they were doing little art shows in the event, So I had put a piece in with them, and then they seemed to like my work, and we got along pretty well, and next thing you know, they were putting me on certain shows and. Collaborating with them, and I guess they kind of asked me to join their team or whatever. And they're great people, and I think they're doing a really just amazing thing that connects artists from the punk rock scene. It's like another especially with music. Music and art's always been my life. So
sure,
it just comes together. So it's like they've been really cool with me, and asked me to join. To be in the book. And I was just,
no brainer.
Yeah, really. You know what I mean? I was like, yeah.
That's Riina. That's my partner, Riina, down there or up there. I don't know.
How you doing? I don't see you, but hello.
Really? I see her.
Yeah. Really? Yeah. All I see is a big screen of you, and then just me in the corner.
I don't know.
I'm not too tech savvy, so I don't know. But hi, how are you? Yeah.
Good. How are you doing, Mike?
Oh, there you are. Hi.
Oh, hey, everybody's there.
Cool. Now I've even lost the tab that we're in, but I'll be there. Hold on.
So have you been an artist your whole life? Do you have any formal training?
I have absolutely no training whatsoever. just like with playing the bass as well.
Right.
That's why I always kind of consider myself like a punk rock artist, because I was like one of those musicians who couldn't play. You know, I never had any lessons. I just kind of like, you know, I mean, I had like a few lessons here and there, but like nothing like. I was always like, um, especially like with playing bass, like I had a few lessons and they wouldn't teach out. It's like teach me a riff, you know. What I mean, I just want like a Metallica riff. Was, you know, when I was a kid, you know, like I like he's like, oh, you're not ready for that. You got to learn these scales. You got to do this, you know.
Right.
I got bored. I stopped playing until I went to my first hardcore show, and I was like, that's what I want to do. But get back to the art thing. I've always done art as a kid. You know, I was always like drawing cartoon characters, and then I found graffiti. Next thing you know, I was.
How many times you been arrested for it?
And now, you know what? Lucky enough, I never had been. You know, I think back like when we were kids. I mean, we would go into stores. I mean, you were on Long Island. You remember Pergamons?
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean, we would go into Pergamons with like big jackets on, and they didn't lock anything up at the time. There was, you know, we're going back into like the early '90s, you know, and there were no cameras, there were no, you know, with spray paint these days, they got it all locked up, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Assholes like me, and you know,
plus the kids are huffing them.
Oh God, you know. So yeah, we used to steal them, and we used to just go bombing on the parkways and stuff. And I can't say I was honestly like a heavy hitter, you know, but like, you know, we did it a lot, but it was just with graffiti. I mean, I always loved art as a kid, you know, and then when I started doing graffiti, it just brought a total another element to the art game that was like exciting, dangerous, you know. It was, you know what I mean? That high of going out there and
not getting caught. Yeah.
It was, I mean, till this day, I'm 46 years old today. I still can't stop myself. You know what I mean? It's just, and a lot of my friends, a lot of guys in my band, like, what's wrong with you? You know, write your name or get the fuck out of here. What are you doing? You know, they don't get the high. They don't get the whole thing, you know? So yeah, I mean, I've been doing art a lot, you know, and then when I basically got into music and I started playing in the band, you know, I got really heavier into the music side, and I kind of put art away because you know what happened was I went to school to become a graphic designer. You know, an advertising artist actually was what I was going for. And when I was in school, I just wasn't a school guy. You know what I mean? I was like, and it was very competitive. I didn't like it. You know, and I was just like, this sucks. You know what I mean? I was like, and I dropped out. You know, and I kind of stopped doing art for a long time, except for like catching a tag here and there, you know what I mean? Like, I kind of put art on the back burner for a while, and I was just very heavily involved in the band and writing music. And when I had the baby, about like she's like 5 now, you know, I wound up moving to New Jersey with my girl, who's now my wife. And my whole life changed. You know, I was in the city for years, and here I am in a blink of an eye, a suburban dad.
Right.
You know, and I'm just like, wow, okay, you know, and I kind of needed something else, you know, to kind of like keep busy. And then I just started kind of doing art again, and slowly really just got so serious about it. So where it's just like, I mean, it's basically my job now too. You know what I mean? It's, you know, especially now with there's no touring with the band, you know?
Right.
So, I mean, thank God that I really, in the past 5 years, like built up, you know, what I've been doing with the art, and it's been great. You know, my website's doing great. I'm getting tons of commissions, and so it's been pretty awesome. You know, like I'm thank God that I really, because I was a barber, and I didn't have a license in Jersey, so I couldn't cut hair here. So I was just like, at the time, I was like home. When I was home off a tour, my wife would work. I'd watch the baby, and then I just started getting back into sketching and
you can work from the house, right?
So
I'm sorry, what?
You can work from the house, right?
I do. Yeah, I do work from the house. I used to. I was working in the basement of my house, and then when COVID hit, my wife's son had moved back to the house, so I lost the spot. So I wound up building something off my shed in the backyard. I built a really cool art studio, which is fun. Tough in the wintertime. It's cold. But, you know, it's only a couple of months we got to deal with that, and then it's a pretty awesome spot. It's really been awesome for me. It's great. I can spray paint out there, and it's really cool.
Nice.
Riina? Yeah, I kind of lost my trail of thought there.
I'm
there was
sorry.
a bunch of questions.
I know. I get going. I can't shut up.
That's cool. No worries. No, it's all really interesting stuff. But you said, what did you say? Okay, never mind. I'll get back to it. How have you enjoyed your transformation from like a punk rock graffiti artist to the suburban dad that you mentioned? Like, has it caused any sort of identity crisis, or like are you really looking forward to running from the police like as soon as possible again?
Oh God, yeah. I mean, I it's funny, like I still do graffiti every now and again, and like my wife is like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You're 46 years old, but it's like something that like you can't, it's a fucking natural high that you can't, it's a rush, you know what I mean? Like sometimes like I'll take a little doobie cruise, and I'll get on my BMX bike, and I try not to hit up in my neighborhood. I go a little further in.
Right? Yeah, because I was going to say, there's like mysterious tags appearing in the neighborhood. They know exactly who they're going to blame. You need to take that shit elsewhere.
Especially when I write my last name, too. That's hard to find out.
Not smart.
I know. So, like, I'm kind of limited to where I really hit up. Like, I can't be, like, tagging on the corner of CVS over here. Like, I wouldn't do that anyway, because it's, like, no grab. I always had, like, a code with graffiti. It was, like, some dudes are just straight up vandals. You know what I mean? They'll fucking hit up on anything. Like me, if I'm not gonna hit up on something that really hasn't been bombed already before, because then like, even if you do get in trouble, like, it was bombed already. What do you want from me? I'm just adding to it. It's like in my crazy head. That's how I kind of,
I'm gonna get away from the tagging here in a second, but you ever get a train? Like, you ever get the L train or something?
I mean, I hit up on some quick little tags, but I've never really done like. At the time when I was getting into graffiti, they had put that whole shutdown on the trains. They really cleaned it up, and it was hard to get into the train yards at that time. So the parkways is what was in, and that was the biggest rush. And I always thought like it's the easiest way to get fame, because everyone's driving on the parkway. You see that, So
I've probably seen it 100 times driving down the LIE.
Yeah, so like that's what we love doing. It was fun.
How do you approach your art? I mean, how do you just get inspiration, or do you hide on my hands? Oh, go ahead.
Let me ask you this. You said that you can't cut hair. First of all, that's cool. So you're a hairdresser as well. That's
barber.
Honest. But then you also said you can't do it because you don't have a license. What the fuck is that?
Crazy, right? Like I've cut hair in like some pretty prestigious, like I'm a barber, not a hairdresser. Like I don't know how to cut,
so just
but just basically dudes or short hair. I mean, I've done some long hair. I faked it and
fake it till you make it, boy.
But yeah, mostly, I'm just, more of a barber. But I've cut hair in like, some pretty prestigious shops. Like I mean, like $50 haircuts. You know what I mean? Like, I was pretty good at what I did, when I was doing it. And I moved to Jersey, and if you ain't got the license there, like I went to a couple of shops, like, you got a license in Jersey? I'm like, nah, but I got my New York license. Like, nah, you got to go get your license. So that would have cost me like $5,000 in like 5 months. I'm like, I'm a touring musician. I ain't got the 5 months time to do it. I'm not gonna pay $5,000 for, like, I was just like, I don't know. And then I started doing art, and fuck cutting hair. I ain't gonna talk to anybody.
There's that, right?
If it's that hard, but it just sounds ridiculous. Obviously, like I'm not American. I'm Finnish. I live in Finland, and that's like, we do not have a lot of professions that require a license, and I can promise you, cutting hair is not one of them. Yeah. Like, what's the worst thing that could happen? Like, if you're gonna poke somebody in the eye with the scissors, it's not your game. Just don't go there.
Hold on, it could get pretty dangerous with the straight razor. Are you the straight razor kind of guy?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't done a straight razor shave in a while, but yeah, I was doing straight razor shaves.
I love that. Could get bad if you get around the neck. So
you got to know what you're doing. But if you have your license in Jersey, you obviously pass the test. It's all about money. They just want money. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So, anyway, so going back to the art, how do you approach a new painting? Do you come to it with something in mind, or do you just let the canvas speak to you, so to speak?
It's all, it's like I said, now I was saying, like, I'm a punk rock artist. I'm a punk rock musician, like I'm a punk rock artist, like, because I don't feel that like I'm a great artist, but just like with punk rock, you don't need to be a great musician to write a great song.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you just have to kind of, I just experiment a lot. You know what I mean? That's why a lot of times, a lot of pieces that I'll do, be some pieces I do like that'll take me like a couple of hours, and it'll be like the greatest piece I did. You know what I mean? And I pour my heart into something for like a month, and it just comes out like shit. You know?
Right.
It's really hard. It all depends on what I'm doing. My style is like I kind of try to mix. I kind of try to mix the pop art with graffiti. Right. You know, graffiti elements, street art elements, and stuff like that. You know, normally to get inspired, I tell you what I do is just like what I do. It's just like, I always compare it back to the music. I always, like, if I see a piece that I like, you know, like on Instagram or anywhere, you know, in the street, you know what I mean? It kind of gets my head going, and I'm like, oh, that's really cool, you know. But I would do mine like this. Like, I would do this. I would add this. I would add that. And it's just like with music, you know, like I would find a song or a riff I liked, you know, jam on it and try to come up with my own way of doing it, you know. And that's how I kind of approach it, you know what I mean? I know there's some artists that could just like close their eyes and just like draw the most amazing thing, you know. I can't do that, you know what I mean? I'm not that guy. I need a little bit of inspiration, or I'll draw a cartoon and add something to it, or add my style to it. And that's kind of how I do it, you know?
It kind of brings me to the next question, because I was just looking at some of the art Selena sent over. A lot of it is cartoonish. Like, is that did you grow up listening to cartoon or watching cartoons like Saturday morning kind of stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I always loved it. You know what I mean? And I always enjoyed I've always enjoyed, like, you know, drawing cartoons and stuff. I thought it was just always, I don't know, you know, as a kid, I come from a family of musicians and artists. Like, my dad was a musician and artist, my mom as well, you know, and even my brother, you know, he doesn't do as much art as he should, because he's actually pretty creative himself, amazing songwriter too. But yeah, I grew up doing it, you know what I mean? Right. And it's just like, and I stopped for a while, and it came back to me pretty naturally. And then I just remember like going back and looking at some of my old stuff, you know, that I've done, and you evolve, because you see what you're like, oh, I'll do this differently now. You know, I've grew over the past 5 years more than I grew from like a kid to,
right.
You know, I just did it as just a leisure thing, and I just really took it very seriously. First of all, I found a newfound love for it again. You know what I mean? I was like, I missed it, and I enjoyed it so much, and just taking it to another level has, you know, I saw that I can actually make some money off of it too. I mean, that's not the reason why I do it,
right?
But it certainly helps. You know,
especially nowadays, right?
It's the best thing I ever did. I don't know what I would be doing if I would have had to be cutting hair with a mask on, like
without a license.
Yeah, right.
Like the outlaw that you are.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, is the cartoon thing, is it just a childhood influence, or do you still watch cartoons? And if you do,
well, I got a 5-year-old daughter, so yeah, I do find myself watching.
Yeah, I have a 4-year-old son, so I see what you mean. Transformers, yay. But Stansformers, as he calls them. Aww. But it is cute as hell. But anywho, like, you know, I just love how the genre of like cartoons for grown-ups has exponentially expanded. Like, remember, like 20 years ago, we had The Simpsons, and that's it.
Yeah.
And we got like South Park, then Family Guy, and then it just got like raunchier and raunchier, and the variety of styles just is huge. Like BoJack Horseman, amazing.
Oh yeah,
really good. Probably the best depiction of depression that I've seen in that form, sort of. Like it's very, like, you know, and it's oddly easy to like consume because it is a cartoon, so you don't have to, because it's very painful stuff that they're depicting.
Yeah, yeah.
Watched it, and very like serious like problems in relationships and so on, but because it's a cartoon, you also get to laugh at it a little, and you get like this distance. You don't form the exact same kind of emotional connection to the characters that you would if it was a drama series and they were like Will Arnett would be.
Right.
Yeah.
Jack Christmas and so on. So I think it's like super interesting, and I was just wondering if you still watch the cartoons that were made specifically for grown-ups, and if that's something that you draw inspiration from.
I do watch, like, I like Bob's Burgers.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, it's so weird that the guy is the same guy that is in Archer, because like, can you like compare characters? Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the voice actor for Bob in Bob's Burgers is also Archer, who is like a chauvinistic, like,
interesting,
crazy secret agent type, and then Bob,
Yeah, it's. I mean, I can't honestly say that I'm inspired by like new cartoons or what. I mean, I've done some of that, my daughter always asks me, draw this, draw that, so sometimes I'll do that. But I really like the classics, like
that's where I grew up on.
Yeah, I mean, like Hanna-Barbera,
Foghorn Leghorn.
Like that. Yeah, Tasmanian Devil. I used to love drawing him, and Veronica, and like the old. I kind of, Batman, and I cater to the old school, I guess, because that's what I grew up on. That's what, like, I still think is cool, And then you talk to young kids, and they're like, "Who's that? Who's that guy?" Like, really shows my age, and I'm like, "Oh man, you don't know who that guy is." So, but what's really cool is my daughter. She likes the old school cartoons, like the Tom and Jerry. And I'll put that on for her. She gets a kick out of it, So that's pretty cool. I get to watch that with her. She has her own little show she likes and watches.
Cartoons are not the same though.
No, it's different, but everything evolves. It has to, But it's really great that, like, what's cool is, I mean, that like now I even think like some of the cartoons are the better shows today. You know what I mean? Like, cause like I'm not really big on television, to be honest with you. Like, I try not to watch television unless I'm like chilling with my wife. You know what I mean? Like, we're tired. I don't feel like, I just don't want to think. I don't want to make music. I don't want to make art. I just don't even want. I just want mindless entertainment. But I really do not watch television that much at all. I feel like my family here, they love television, love it. And there's some great television shows out there. There's some great movies. But I think it's a waste of time. Like, I'd rather focus my energy on creating.
Sure. But not everybody's like that. I mean, I guess you've got that brain like probably all of us in this room have, or in this chat room. But I think there are a lot of people that don't have the creative thing going, and that's why they want my wife is not creative at all, and she'll come home after working her whole day, do what she's got to do, and then she likes to sit down and watch whatever her shows. Yeah,
because she's working her ass off all day long, and she wants to come home and just not fucking think about anything.
Don't think about anything and watch Grey's Anatomy, right? That's it.
Yeah, totally, and I understand where she's coming from. And I can see my daughter, she loves television too. Like me, I don't know. I've never, I mean, not that I never did. It's just that, like, especially like as I got older, I didn't have a television for years.
Right.
For years. I was never, I'd watch a movie here and there, I remember getting, when I moved back into Manhattan, like, I didn't even have a TV.
Right.
And then I was just like, all right, and then I remember just being like, I got a girlfriend. She's like, you ain't got a TV in here. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, I don't know. I don't watch TV, like.
I'm too busy at CBGBs.
Yeah, that's another thing. I used to go out fucking 3-4 nights a week. I mean, I was a party guy, I was kind of still am, but so like, I was either out or working on music, or I just found other ways to channel my energy, and I don't know, but that's me, but that's and that's what helps me create more, I just
if people listening want to find your stuff, go ahead and plug your sites.
Yeah, my site is, I mean, the easiest way to find me is on Instagram. It's my name and the year I was born, Mike Gallo, 1975. I also have another IG page is Gallo Originals, which is where I just post most of my art. To be honest with you, I post the same thing on each page. I did, I'll get a little more personal on my page. Maybe I'll post a picture every now and then of my daughter. Besides that, you can find, and I have, there's a link in both the bios. We could take you right to my store. I have a web store that I have, most of my designs on T-shirts, pillows.
Oh, nice.
You name it. I got hats.
And as you mentioned, you're open to commissions as well.
Absolutely, yeah. What I like to do is I do commissions and I say, what would you like? Like for instance, one dude, he was a kung fu guy, grew up in Brooklyn, so he's like, can you incorporate something like that? Hardcore guy.
Right.
So I kind of did like a painting where I did old school New York City subway maps in the background. And then I did like his kung fu symbol in the corner with CBGBs on the other corner. Right. And then like the Brooklyn Bridge, I kind of combined that.
Nice.
Put together. It's like, so it's like something to make like a personal piece for somebody. You know what I mean? It's, people really like that,
Oh, yeah.
It's really cool.
And it's got to be rewarding as well.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, it's really cool to make something that, it's almost like writing a song. Like sometimes kids will come up to me like, that song you wrote, My Life, My Way, has helped me get through like some of the hardest times of my life. It's really, to hear something like that is really kind of like, it's inspiring. It makes you want to just keep doing it,
Absolutely.
So it's
beyond
awesome.
The money, beyond everything. That's the touching somebody is definitely the.
Absolutely. And then even like it's cool because it's kind of like a personal thing between me and the fan. You know what I mean? Normally it's my fans that, and it's cool. And people like that because, I'm approachable. I'm not like, so people feel that connection, and it's it's cool,
Well, that's all I've got, Mike. I appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me.
I'm totally digging the book, and hopefully it does well.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, I only have the PDF of it. That's what I've been looking over and referring to. But
cool.
It's got like the Frankenstein in there, and then I think it's Up to No Good. Is that what that one's called?
Yeah, Muttley.
Yeah, that's why I was referencing the older cartoons. Yeah. But I dig it a lot. So good luck with it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you very much.
Stay safe. Take care. All right.
Bye. Mike, thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you very much. Nice talking to you guys.
Good. Take care.
Bye-bye.
3, Riina?
Yep.